Wednesday morning, and thank you for joining us today on Upper Michigan Today.
Here's what's coming up on Wednesday's episode. First, we'll share a few stories of the day with you.
Diving into our guest topics, this episode is all about reading. First, I'll be joined with a literacy teacher to learn the importance of reading daily.
Then, author Tim Schulz joins us for a conversation about his book, A Castaway in Montana. The book was chosen for this year's Michigan Notable Books list. We'll learn more about what that means. But first, an update on current conditions outdoors. The Michigan DNR's efforts to contain a wildfire in Dickinson County have been successful. DNR fire specialist Keith Murphy told us yesterday that the fire did not grow in size Monday night. Updated mapping shows the fire is about 8 acres in size. It's located about 14 miles from Iron Mountain along Kearney Lake Road. Murphy says a U.S. Forest Service helicopter did one more water drop over the area yesterday morning, and a crew had been helping put out hot spots on the ground since then. Firefighters will be back in the area today.
That's good news to hear. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has declared a state of emergency for Baraga County following last month's severe weather and flash floods. Over 4 inches of overnight rainfall on the night of May 15th, causing roads to wash out around Baraga and Lance. The Baraga Road Commission called it a 200-year storm. The state of emergency will make state resources available to support local response and recovery efforts. The Keweenaw Bay Indian community is also included in that declaration as well.
Now, across the UP, skies are still hazy. If you look out your window or step outside, you'll also be able to smell that smoke from the Canadian wildfires. Yeah. This is the conditions outside in Marquette. You can see it's sunny, but it still has that gray quality about the air.
Yeah, it still looks a little hazy. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, though. You know, and with clearer skies and not raining. And looking at Holton, I remember yesterday Holton was really hazy as well, worse than it was in Marquette. So it looks a lot better clearing up. May still have that campfire smell when you go outside. So
be in mind that the air quality is poor. It's unhealthy for everybody, but especially for those with sensitivities, people with asthma, for example. You'll definitely want to stay inside today. Close your windows, maybe turn on your air purifier if you have one. But check out this story. A UP State Park is working to make a playground more accessible for everybody. McLean State Park in Hancock Township is building an ADA inclusive playground. Children of all ages with or without disabilities will have a common play area, likely by next week. This provides an opportunity for all kids to be able to enjoy the outdoors, even those in a wheelchair, because the new play area will have a turf flooring that will be accessible for those in wheelchairs.
That's so nice. That's so nice. And speaking of playing around, tonight is game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals between the Oilers and the Panthers. But did you know there's also a race for the Stanley Cup? It will air before Game 2 is played Friday night. Current and former NHL players were introduced 32 adorable rescue dogs. Look at them, each representing an NHL team. You're looking at some of the rosters right now. Braden Pointer, Philip Forsberg, and John Snarlston. They'll compete to show off their canine skills on ice. So cute. Afterward, each pup will be available for adoption in their cities. The Stanley Cup airs on True TV Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Teams in the Stanley Cup face off on TNT and True TV at 8 Eastern Friday.
Those pups are so dang cute. I wonder if their skills on the ice hold up to their looks. The Lady Veterans, listen to this and mark your calendars. The American Legion Post 44 in Marquette is celebrating you next week. Marcia Wentella, she's one of the organizers of the celebration, says she didn't know many other female veterans until going on the all-women honor flight last month. She's hoping to continue that level of camaraderie by getting women veterans together regularly for things like hikes and coffee socials. So this celebration will be next Thursday, June 12th at the American Legion Post 44 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. all women who served in the military are welcome to attend, and this event is free.
Perfect. I love the UP honor flight that we saw a month ago and the Women of Valor flight a couple of weeks ago. You know, I've never seen anything like this where an organization was able to get veterans together to take them to DC to respect those who have fallen. It's a really nice thing to see, although I've never experienced it or, you know, how Mandy or Grace did, but it's just nice to be able to experience that or just witness it, you know, from other people's
I got to
perspectives.
go on the UP Honor Flight in September, and this is something that happens twice a year, every single year, and it's really incredible to witness the camaraderie amongst the veterans that are involved, and then also the amount of people that gather for the return home at the airport. Even though that flight always comes in late, there's always hundreds of people there cheering and waiting, staying up late. It's really a beautiful thing, and we have so much coverage of these past honor flights on our website. If you didn't see them from the newscasts the past couple of weeks, I urge you to check it out.
Yes, that's love for real. That is love. But coming up, we're kicking things off with a conversation about the power of daily reading. Marty Atkins joins me next to show why making time for books